Yo, what is up, guys? I'm Micah from Coaster Frenzy, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Flying Cobras at Carowinds. This was my first Vekoma boomerang, and it is also currently the only boomerang I have ridden. I got to ride it for the first time this past summer when I went to Carowinds for the first time, and it was actually pretty fun. But anyways, let's dive into this review. So first I'm going to talk about the smoothness, and when you think of Vekoma or boomerang, you think rough, shaky, bumpy. However, this coaster wasn't too rough for me. I was able to tolerate it. It was pretty smooth. I mean, yeah, there was some headbanging here and there, but it was very smooth for the most part. And you're going backwards. It actually feels smoother. I don't know what that is all about. But anyways, it's still a pretty smooth ride, so I'm going to give Flying Cobras about a 7 out of 10 for smoothness. I mean, it's not perfect, but, it's not bad. So next up, we're going to talk about intensity, and here's where this coaster's strong point is at for me. Wow. I rode this coaster, and it was really intense. I did enjoy it, and going for the first half, going forwards, it was kind of intense, but kind of not. And then you go backwards. As you're going through that loop backwards, your legs literally go numb. It's insane. It was pretty fun, too, so I liked the Cobra roll on it. I don't know why, but hey, whatever. So, for the final score for intensity, I'm going to give Flying Cobras a 7.5 out of 10. It's not the most intense ride in the world, but I'm glad that it was that intense. Next up, we're going to talk about theming and color scheme. This is where this coaster, I think they did best for the redo. I really did like the color scheme. The blue and white looks really good. I like how they gave each train a name as like a Cobra. Some of them were like Chet and stuff. So it was pretty cool, and it was a very iconic coaster, and I liked how it looked. The old Carolina Cobra look was kind of looked ugly, but I like this new one even more, and I'm glad they redid it. So I'm going to give the score an 8 out of 10 for theming and looks. It's a pretty good looking ride. So next up, we're going to be talking about restraints, and this is one of the better restraints for Vekoma coasters. It's the vest restraints, and they weren't too painful. I mean, they kind of crush down on your chest a little, but it's not as painful as the others, and you didn't get any headbanging at all. So it was really good, and I did enjoy these restraints. They're not my favorite, but they were okay. So I'm going to give restraints another 7 out of 10 because they were still pretty good, just not good enough. Moving on, we're going to talk inversions for this ride, and I did find the inversions pretty fun. I mean, there's only like 3 of them. You have the 2 flips on the Cobra roll, and then you also have the loop, and you get to go through them 4 times, forwards and backwards, and it was really cool. I loved that loop going backwards, your legs go numb, and I like how snappy the Cobra roll is. They're pretty good, and for my first Vekoma boomerang, I enjoyed these inversions, so I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10. They're not terrible inversions, however, they're not the greatest either. Now we're going to talk about the final overall score. I enjoyed Flying Cobras, I really did. It's actually my 5th favorite roller coaster in the park. You can go check out my top 10 coasters at Carowinds if you want to see those rankings. And Flying Cobras was fun. I enjoyed the overall experience. For a Vekoma boomerang, this was actually fun. I was going into this coaster expecting it to be rough and not enjoyable, but it was really fun, and I liked how intense it was, and it was an overall good ride. So for its final score, I'm going to give Flying Cobras a 7 out of 10. This is not a perfect coaster. In fact, it's not even in my top 10 favorites. However, I still enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Post a comment down in the section below. What are your thoughts on Vekoma boomerangs? Or specifically, if you have a favorite, which one is it and why? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.